Hello there, my pretties. So, this is not the type of video that I make very often, but I feel that I need to put my 2 cents into this situation. So, before I begin, I would like to say to the people that know what's going on and stuff, I would like you guys to sit there and pretty much just do as I ask and listen up and stuff. Now, before I continue, I would like to say please do not go and attack or harass the individuals mentioned here. That's literally all I ask. Just please don't go harass the people or anything like that. But I will say there had been some recent drama that came out this year, and it's been blowing up. Like, the thing that I can definitely say is, when I heard about this going on. I've seen like videos of people, expressing their opinions and thoughts and debunking everything, etc. So I basically decided to watch a couple of those videos on this certain subject. So most of you guys probably most likely know who Saberspark is. Saberspark is an American YouTuber who is known to review cartoons and animated films for his analysis videos on a folio of certain franchise or studio. So that's basically who Saberspark is. I really like Saberspark. I came across him back in 2016 and I started watching him. He's a pretty cool guy. So he's like one of those really good reviewers and stuff like that. So I am going to sit here and say, however, there are some controversies that happened, like the Bent and Key subscription. So that personally had happened back in 2023. And of course, defending Black Griffon in December of 2023. Of course, that's been something that is happening in that. And of course, he has been receiving some criticisms and stuff. But mainly I'm going to be talking about is the situation with Saberspark and Kim. I love Kim Possible a lot. Now, I love Kim Possible a lot is a cartoon reviewer animation channel and makes videos based on the show Kim Possible. Now, I will say, she uploaded a video about the whole situation 10 days ago, and I watched it the other day just to, give out, my, 2 cents into the whole thing. Now, please don't go and harass the individual that Saberspark had drama with. Please do not go and harass the individual. That's literally all I have to say. So basically, in April of 2025, this year, a YouTuber named KP, also known as I Love Kim Possible a Lot, started advertising a video called What Ruined Saberspark and Games, billing it as a takedown against Saberspark and DA Games. So on May 1st of the aforementioned Brony Fandont was made a tweet accusing Saber of 2 incidents of R-worded by considerable consent of an unknown victim in 2012. So this intentionally was met with a lot of support, but some people were skeptical due to the lack of evidence at the time. So, however, 2 hours after Fondant's tweet, KP's videos was made public, but the part about Saber in question was only about 6 minutes long. This video wasn't met with the heavy scrunchie and backlash for how she handled the allegations, with noting how it seemed to have mainly solely clout. So, with Fondant eventually throwing KP under the bus, claiming that they didn't see the video beforehand, the video was eventually unlisted and removed entirely shortly after. So on the same day, people whose voices were included in that video started saying that they were unaware that their voices were going to be used in a video regarding serious allegations. So, yeah, she basically accused Saber Spark for something that he did not do. That's literally all that has been stated. However, on May 5th, Slug Entertainment did an interview with KP where she admitted that some of her claims were hearsay from the accuser who had little evidence. On the same day, fellow cartoon reviewer, the mysterious Mr. Enter, shared a Google Doc on Twitter condemning KP for how she handled the allegations, and also revealing that he would be searching the situation himself. So he made an update sometime on May 14th. He made an update. So on May 12th, Saberspark made a video titled Response, where he denies the allegations and also talks about his history with KP. And he met her back in 2014 due to both having living in the same state, and they eventually became friends. At a convention between 2015 and 2016, one of Saber's friends and fictionados, Chris, joked about doing something really messed up on KP's clothes, and she later found out about it in 2023. So despite Chris apologizing, KP did not like that he still worked with Saber, and even though Saber believes that people can change and move on from something they've done in the past, but due to this, KP decided to make an allegations towards him. Saber also mentions that one of the people who run the Brony Fondant account is IDW writer Sophie Scruggs, who is friends with KP. So Saber's video has almost been met with the support, although he has received criticism, not for the addressing allegations directly, only saying that they were false. So on May 13th, one of the users who run the Brony Fondant account, Bonk, streamed an attempted to take their own life. So first on Twitch, and then Twitter. Due to how Twitch account being banned, according to Sophie, they were found alive and were admitted to the hospital. So fast forward about June 2nd, 2025, an aforementioned Mr. Enter made a video titled The Worst YouTuber Takedown of All Time. It reveals that the accuser was the YouTuber Emu Emmy, who is interviewed by Enter and Lazy Bedhead in the interview with Saberspark's accuser, also known as Emily Jones. Now, I will say to the accuser that is mentioned, please do not go and attack them. That's literally that's one of the things I definitely need to say now is please don't go and attack this individual. And it turns out Emmy claimed that in September 2012, when she was 18 years old and Saber was 23, they had met at Canterlot Gardens convention. She was a big fan of his, and Saber gave Emmy his phone number. And the next day they met up in a hotel room where Saber was editing a YouTube video on his laptop. After a few minutes of talking on the bed, Saber allegedly threw Emmy under the bus and started making out and then, go from there. Emily said that she was extremely uncomfortable and he didn't also ask for consent. So the second incident occurred in November 2012 at the Equestria LA convention, where Emily, even though previously experiencing SA, still decided to remain friends as Saberspark as her first YouTuber interaction. After allegedly meeting up with Saber, he brought her to an elevator as soon as the elevator doors closed. They start tongue kissing her, and then he took her to the men's restroom, forcing her to perform oral on him. So she hastily complies to, and Enter also mentions that at the time the second incident on November 2012, AC Race Best met up with Saber and Mando Pony and made vlogs about the convention. Enter pointed out that day one vlog, Mando Pony made inappropriate jokes about a 13-year-old Michelle Cribber, who was also the voice of Apple Bloom in My Little Pony Friendship is Magic. Fast forward to June of 20th of 2025, Saber contacted Cope and Steve regarding the allegations. Deciding to speak up with the video released the next day titled Saberspark Has Receipts, where he shared his old text messages with Emily. In the video, they stated that Emily had a mutual friendship relationship with Saber, even 6 months after the age inappropriate encounters. So Enter also appeared in the video, saying that he was disappointed that Emily had lied, knowing how long their relationship lasts for. So Saber states that in early 2011, he started a podcast called Brony Breakdown with Paolo Steno. In June of 2012, the channel was picked up by Everfree Radio, now is Everfree Network, and Emily was 17 years old at the time. And she was a fan of the podcast, also due to Saber and Paolo Steno on Skype. So in August 2012, Emily also made a podcast with her friend Sandra called Pegasisters Live. Saber stated that before they met up at Friends and Emmy at the convention, his relationship with Emily started about 2 to 3 months before that. So when he started talking to her on Skype, their relationship ended around June of 2013, where Saber stated that the hotel room he stayed in after the Canterlot Gardens convention, he was with 6 other people, including Paolino Steno, Hiro Shasashi, So Great and Powerful, Johnny, chairman of Everfree Northwest Convention, Bob, and Sling, who were also friends, were away. Saber and Emily did it in the room. So the next day, Saber was concerned that if Emmy got pregnant, he would not be able to support her as he didn't have a job back then and was living with his mother at the time. So they meet up again at Equestria LA convention to have a serious discussion about their relationship and also to get a pregnancy test. Saber also said that Emmy at the time had no problem with this second encounter in the bathroom, with him saying it was a mutual and consensual interaction. So, pretty much after their relationship ended in February 2013, Emmy started a relationship with an 18-year-old named Carlos, also known as Solarak, although she and Saber still remained friends over the Skype and Twitter up until June, where Solarak broke up with Emmy due to her holding the fact that she had a daughter and her frets towards Solrak. So after Saber cut contact with Emmy in June of 2013, she told her friends at the time, Jessa, Kira, and an unnamed girl, that she was assaulted by him. So in Enter's interview video, Emmy stated that she came out with the allegations against Saber due to him defending Black Rippon, as mentioned before. Emmy's friend Amy who told her to speak up about the situation. So Amy was also in a Discord server with people running the Brony Fondant Twitter. And at the end of Cope and Steve video, he shows a voice message he received on Discord where he states that even though what happened to her was traumatic, she wants to move on, doesn't want to make any controversy to continue, saying that it was partially his at fault and forgave Saber. So on July 30th, 2025, Emily made a response video titled For Clarity in it, and she denied that she lied about the allegations. So that is basically really messed up that it did happen. The fact that, it's really messed up that it went ahead from 1 to 100 really quickly and about the whole situation. Now, the fact that I love Kim Possible a lot, pretty much did some messed up stuff when it comes to, the concept about it. And she did do a community post not that long ago. I will read it. It says, I've been reading your feedback on the recent video, and I want to acknowledge something clearly. I understand why many of you felt disappointed or frustration. My intention wasn't to dismiss anyone's experience or minimize what happened, only to be honest about where I'm coming from and how I feel about this complicated situation. I made a shorter video to get the crux of the issue that many of you want to hear more about the details I didn't address. I was afraid the longer part of the video wouldn't hold people's attention, but in hindsight I should have addressed everything in one video. I know I didn't say everything perfectly, and that's on me. I'm listening and learning from this, and I plan to follow up with more clarity and context soon. This conversation matters, and I want to handle it with the care it deserves. So basically, a lot of people, sitting there and, going ahead and, calling I Love Kim Possible a lot out for, all the shit that just went down. And yeah, I will definitely say that it's concerning, but also messed up that she did that. Like, if you're going to address allegations against somebody, you need to debunk and see if they're actually true before going ahead and sitting there and, accuse someone for whatever it may be. So, that's literally something you need to do is you need to, do your research. Now, I have watched Saberspark's video on the whole situation, and it's mainly titled Response, and he explains his side as to what really happened. So I definitely do have to say is that the concept of the whole thing was just went from 1 to 100. The fact that Saberspark was, blamed for stuff that he didn't do, and it literally just makes me wonder, why, I love KP a lot would do that. And, it's just really messed up for the fact that, it happened for it. So, yeah, I definitely do have to say is that it is just literally it's just literally messed up of what he did, of what she did and stuff, and trying to damage Saberspark's reputation. Now, I'm not gonna get too much involved in the whole Saberspark versus KP, but I definitely do say that I love Kim Possible a lot. Needs to be called out for a lot of things, and I do feel that I need to put my 2 cents in. Now, I definitely do have to say is that, while I'm not going to get myself involved in the whole thing, I will say is that Saberspark has my support, but I love Kim Possible a lot. Yeah, like she lost all my respect after all the allegations and stuff against Saberspark, which is really messed up and stuff. So I basically wanted to kind of, before I ended off saying, please do not go and harass the individuals that I talk about. Please don't go and harass the individuals in question. But most of you guys know not to do that. So yeah, I just want to get this off my chest. Because the whole thing and the fact that a lot of videos people have been making on I Love Kim Possible a lot and the whole situation, yeah, I mean, they're a lot more formative because they actually went into detail and explained, more about what happened and stuff. And the fact that, you know, I don't really understand why um KP is did the things that she did. And it's kind of messed up that she went ahead and, did the stuff that she did to Saberspark. So in the video I watched on I Love Kim Possible a lot, Let's Talk in the video, and it was dislike bombed. Like, no fucking joke. You can look at the video, and it's got a lot of dislikes, and for a good reason. Like, I mean, the whole thing with Saberspark, I mean, it's just really something that I don't understand or know how to put it in my own words very much on what should I do. Now, while Saberspark, he's a really awesome guy. I like him. But KP, yeah, she just got a lot of backlash and her reputation has been going down the drain since all this has come out of her. So, she pretty much just showed her true colors. That's literally all I will have to say. But I'm going to sit here and say right now that if you guys are associated with I Love Kim Possible a lot, I do advise you to cut ties with her. Because, she could do this to you or she could do this to other people, and we need less of. So, I really do have to give a shout out to Saberspark for speaking out and standing up for himself because he's a really awesome guy. I love him. We're reviewing, cartoons and stuff. He's a pretty amazing dude. I feel very bad for him for having to go through all this, and I really wish he didn't have to go through all that. What he just went through, yeah, I feel bad for him for all that. So, I guess with that being said, Yeah. So, as for I Love Kim Possible a lot, if you are associated with her, you need to cut contact with her because she is not one to be trusted after the whole thing with Saberspark. So, that kind of makes me wonder if she's going to be active or not anymore. But I used to be really a fan of I Love Kim Possible a lot for her Kim Possible animations, but after all this that came out, and it was just recently, I definitely do have to say is that it is really, it's disappointing as I hate to say this, but KP, I lost your all respect for you. After all that, I have lost all my respect for you, and I really do hope that maybe one day you'll look back in yourself and realize what you have did was just not good. Maybe we'll make an apology video to your fans of the whole thing and accusing Saberspark. But like I said, I don't think she's ever going to care. But anyways, with that being said and that being the case, I'll be catching you guys all in the next video. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like, comment, and subscribe if you're new. Ring the bell for notifications when I upload so that way you guys will not miss an upload. As always, if you guys want to go follow me on Blue Sky, follow me on Twitter, follow me on DeviantArt, and follow me on my backup channel known as Miss Dark Shigo, as links to those will be in the About page section, so you guys can go follow me on there. And as always, that's pretty much all I have to say, but if I'm missing something, please let me know, and as always, I'll be catching you all in the next video. Peace out, and like always, roll the outro, because I'm out.
What's up, my pretties? It's the Lion Queen here. I want to appreciate you all for tuning into this video, and I do appreciate you guys supporting my video by giving this video likes and stuff. If you really enjoyed this video, be sure to leave a like, comment and subscribe if you're new, ring the bell for notifications to when I upload so that way you guys will get updated for whenever I upload. If you want to follow me on Twitter or DeviantArt, feel free to leave a follow on those if you are interested in following me on those socials. If you want to support my backup channel, known as Miss Dark Shigo, feel free to subscribe to it, as a link to that will also be in the About page section. And with that being said, and that being the case, thank you so much for watching, my pretties, and as always, please stay pretty.